got all my parts. I think I have all the tools. I got like 10 minutes before the sun goes down. It's getting colder. Got my 6-ton jack stands and my, what is it, 3-ton jack. So I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna lift the car because suppose you need to lift it, and then that's how you can get it on the bumper. And then so you take these clips out. All you need is you can just use a flathead, you know, put it in, leverage it, pop it out. I got 2 left right here. So you can take this piece out. There's like the cover. This radiator will be right here, and your other cooler will be like right around here. So you take this out so you can release the supports and then move the radiator a bit. Instead of really doing this because this shit is bothering me. But we're gonna remove those. Remove that one. That's a actual bolt. A bunch of PCs too, and that'll be the cover. Step 1: always make sure you got a bag. Keep your bolts in. Know what I'm doing. For anybody, you put it in there, right? You work it up gently. Start prying it up. Prying it up. Usually, what I do right here on this part, I put my hand here, and I'll use that, like, you know, leverage. It'll pop up, you know? And it's like you hear that click. It's all the way up. So then, what you do is, whichever side you can, you put the bolt in and you start. Sometimes you may need a switch angle. There you go. So that's removed out the way. I don't like how this looks. Why is this all? Anyway, so then you'll disconnect these two. It holds the radiator, and then you can like adjust it, move it out the way. And that looks dirty. What is that? And what is that? Is that? Bro, what is that? You got tools, you do this. What is that? Is that dirt? I'm assuming that's what all this is as well. Yes. Oh. Good thing I'm taking it out anyways. So, fuck Carmax Care. Brought it in to get this fixed. This that bothers me. Whatever. And look, this bolt, like you could tell, like someone moved because you can see the paint, and obviously it was misaligned and it was crooked. Put some shitty bolt there. You know, this is not aligned. You guys see that? I told you guys that it had the clips. Well, on this side it has that bolt. On the other side it has another one of these clips. See what else is in my car? I thought that was a moth side of my radiator, and I was gonna say, what? You go down to the bottom, you're gonna remove bolts, and I know 2 are missing up front here. So after an hour of messing with it, and don't get Carmax Care. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna pay all this much, they're gonna fix it and all that. No, they're gonna half-ass your job. I showed you guys the thing earlier about my fender, about the problem I had with it. Oh, now it looks like it lines up a little bit more. So I had that thing I showed you. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating, especially paying money for this. Like, luckily I never used my Carmax Care. I only used it when it was free. So this is broken. This tends to break on a lot of them right here. The dude said he put a new bolt on it, whatever he did, I guess. But this, I don't know, bro. This was the most difficult thing to do. On this side, it was hard, but I managed to do it with just my fingers, and I did it, right? So this one isn't broken. It looks like it might break, but supposedly they break easily this year, and then after this year they don't. But this is my problem. I showed you guys, I had to go in there and take the trim out and unbolt every single bolt that was in here so I could loosen it and pull my fender. The thing is, when I pulled it out and I did it and I aligned it, it matched perfectly. Finally got that out. I'm gonna have to do something with that. So after an hour, it shouldn't have taken that long. I'm missing 2 bolts. There's 2 different bolts that should be the same. So that took me an hour. Now I can just unscrew these, and I'm gonna unclip this sensor, whatever connection. My bumper should finally come off after 2 hours. Wow. I honestly feel like I felt like giving up. I felt like giving up because this was just so frustrating. But I feel like now everything's gonna be so much easier than this was. So this is what I had to do. This fender well, I don't know why on this side it just didn't want to come out. It just like did not want to come out. On the other side it did. So what I did is I stuck that inside of here, and I finally got so mad, I put this cup and I just shoved it into the fender wall because I just couldn't get my hands in here. So like, and this kept coming back, so I just yanked it all back, and there's no way of like, it's so hard that it doesn't even flex, and you can't like just pull it out and it'll hang. Like, I had it on the other side, and I took out some clips up there, and this one over here, I believe. This one right here, like, Jesus, that much. So I got the other side done. They tell you need to disconnect the clips, but I hate how they always like, oh, you need to do this and this, and nobody ever tells you what you do. On this one, it has a small little clip right there where my thumb is. We call it the alligator clip. On this orange one, twist it, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Out come out your lights. This one, you squeeze it like that, and my middle finger, or my finger right here, just gonna jimmy that out. Squeeze it to the left with your thumb out. So these little things keep it in place. What I did was I lifted it up a little, and then I got my hands in there. All right, if you have active grill shutters, you're gonna have this sensor down here, top and bottom right here. There's no thing, it's on the bottom right here, and you slide it out. I'm gonna remove the active grills and then hold on to the bash bar, and then that'll finally give me access to the intercooler right here. Bolt this, and then this is where the charge pipes are. I'm gonna get something in there, and I'm gonna disconnect that. 2 bolts right here. There's these weird things right here which will pop out along these 2, those 2. So it's those 2 and these 2. It's getting windy. I usually have to hold my hood. You should get something, you know, give you leverage. So you stick it in, you pop it out, but you gotta, it comes out all the way. It comes out like yay much. So make sure you get it all the way out. And right here, there were these little clips, basically the same thing. I just went in there and popped it. There's one small bolt right here, so small. 5.5. Another wire up here. You get these sides, squeeze them, pull down, and that'll be all. This is why you always get the right tools. I was taking this off by hand, I was struggling. You know, just do that. Oh, there's gonna be this clip on the thing. I'm dumb and I thought press this in something. I don't think so. This is what I did on the one on top. Let me just do that again. Here, right here. And I'm just looking now. Oh, after removing this, I forgot to tell you guys, we have to remove, well, that's after that's done, we remove this bar. It's a black bar. So put this new pipe in, that new pipe in, pull that bolt and that bolt. They just don't want to go in. I had it all in there, but I just couldn't get the charge pipes on, and then it just fucking blew me, and I gotta get this shit out of here before they tow it. Day job. I had to move because the tow truck was coming, so I just want to let everyone know the big rubber one on the right goes on the right side. On the lower half, it goes on the right side, and the smaller one goes on the left side. And then up on the top will be another one that's curved, and up here will just be that short one which goes to the throttle body. I got confused. I had to take them off a couple times. Good thing. And tighten them. And it's easier if you just let it all out and then put the clamp on up here and then just tighten it instead of trying to hold it. Alright, so I added the boost reference adapter. All you do is pull out the other one, pull out the clips, push it in, and then push this one in. This is a bitch, just cut it out. Added it to the lines, it should be up. Now to tighten. Here working on the Mustang. I loosened the blow-off valve a little bit because I was getting turbo flutter at around 2,000, 2,500 RPMs. And I have the check engine light because I need to get a CDL Defender. My temperatures have almost reached 200, but not yet. The voltage is still low, hasn't charged up. But I hear the turbo flutter around right there when I'm driving, and it'll be like. So I still need to loosen it because under load, it won't. The blowout valve won't open. I'm at AutoZone. I'm gonna get a parch for the Chevy because there's a nail in the tire. And then I'm gonna keep loosening the blowout valve. I did it a little bit. It felt all right, but then once I was creeping up a hill and like I slowly let off the gas and just like let it cruise, I would hear the and then and I'd hear it flutter. So I'm gonna keep loosening it until I find the sweet spot. Like right there, you can hear it flutter a little again up here. There you go, you hear the flutter when I let go of the gas because it's not opening all the way. Gotta take the blow-off valve off again. I got my boy tied up to my wheel. And I got my little princess. So you can enjoy some sun with me. And this crazy one. Don't scratch up my paint. I'm tied up to the wheel over there. Bunch of rope. I got your little monkey over here. Oh baby. Alright, let's get to it. To unscrew this, to unscrew your blow valve is just an Allen key. You put that and you'll take that flange off and then it'll pop off. Make sure you don't drop your O-ring. Now that your blow off valve is off, you see it right there. So counterclockwise, make it loose. O-ring is still in there, clamp is still on. I was looking at the blow off valve and I was like, is that blood on it? Turns out I cut my hand holding it like that, like this, while trying to unscrew it. So it's not a good idea. Put some gloves on, do something. You can now compress. Just a little bit of load. That's for my fingers, so. Little princess. Little beef. Tighten it up again and test it out again. I don't know. I did not hear turbo flutter between 2 and 3, and then up on the 3, not the high 3, but just about to get the 3, I still didn't hear it open, but I didn't hear it flutter. So I think, because when I gave it a nice high rev, it did open at 3.5, 3, 3.2. So it did. I did hear the blowout valve, but I didn't hear the turbo do that. So that is a good sign. So I think I'm going to make sure everything's tight, put all my tools away, and then I'm gonna go take it on the test drive. Hopefully. Sticky baby. Sticky baby. No tension. Oh, baby. This little girl just loves to sunbathe. And he just loves to be wild. Not fluttering at low RPMs, and that's what I want. I want it to not flutter. It's not fluttering, so that's good. I can let go of the gas easily, like right here is normally where the car would flutter, but it's not. But it's not as bad as before, so maybe I just need to give it another turn. I didn't want to make it too loose, but so it's letting out just enough air, not enough to make it go psh, but just enough so it won't go back in and it won't flutter. So right here, I would hear some flutter. Hearing no flutter, I can let it go. No flutter at all. Perfect, beautiful. I feel like I might have to loosen it one more bit, but yep. Alright, so I'm finishing up the video right now. All I need to do is I need to loosen the spring inside the blow-off valve just a tad bit more because I'm still having flutter. It's not as much as in the videos anymore, but sometimes when I'm going up a hill and it'll like start to go down, it'll be like and I'll hear the flutter again. So that'll be in the next video.